Me and Snips going to the movies. Me and Snips gonna see John Wick 3. Me and Snips going to the movies. Sat at the back doing bag. Yeah, yeah. Me and Snips, we're going to the opera. Me and Snips think this absolute bollocks. Me and Snips in a disabled toilet, just doing some bag and chatting pure shite. Canal. Nice to start with a song. As ever, I think it's probably a good idea just from now on, continually start with songs. Maybe I could finish on a song as well. It's a nice way to end a show, isn't it? But maybe one, I've got a microphone down here or something. Let's pick it up. No, thank you for tuning in today, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, I will be finishing with a song. Fly me to the moon and I'll be playing among the stars. Let me see what bag is like on Jupiter's. Maybe not. I don't know. But I think I'll continue on with the opening with the song. It's doing all right for me so far. Hey guys, so I'm here, but I'm also not really here. I'm wearing the same clothes as yesterday. That's because it's actually technically still today, which is yesterday. Still Tuesday. This is pre-recorded, I'm afraid. But get used to it, guys, because, you know, the world ain't fair. It's tough out there. And it's dog eat dog. It's man eat man. It's man bites dog. It's man... But it's man sort of nibbles gently at dog's ear, affectionately, but then by accident goes a little bit too hard and dog squeaks. That's what it's like out there, guys. Okay, you think you're doing something cute and nice, turns out it's just fucking pissing people off. Yeah, it's riling people. It's getting their backs up. It's getting their heckles up. All right. Anyway, yeah. So I'm off doing a trailer course, learning how to drive. Because apparently, I passed my driving test about 20 years ago. No, not quite that long. 15 years ago or something. Apparently, if I passed it a year or two before, wouldn't have to take a trailer course. Anyway, I got to take a trailer course, got to tow a giant fucking golden pineapple. As you do, and so I've got to do a course for it. So that's today and also tomorrow. So pre-recording shows, just fucking getting it done.
Lobsters.
Anyway, like it or lump it. I love you. It's Coffee and Memes.
Steady job and a couple extra potatoes. That's all I want.
You're getting on. You're pushing 30, Sluggy. You know, it's time to think about getting some ambition.
Oh, I always figured I'd live a little bit longer without it.
Don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to be bright and chipper and entertaining and intelligent and sort of glitzy, and that's funny, and it's kind of cool, and it's interesting, and it's edgy, and all of that. It puts that facade of momentary charisma on you, and if you don't play that out, you actually fail.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coffee and Memes. Threshold.fm, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and coming out of your mother's wide open mouth. Just thinking about songs, actually. I don't know if any of you remember back in the old ranking radio days, the glory days, the days of old, the better days, simpler times, nicer times. I was a younger man. Less jaded. Yeah, less bitter. Anyway, we used to do what were called D&B ditties, which were kind of, in many ways, like a drum and bass haiku. A ranking radio drum and bass haiku. And they would go like this. Skateboarding with Kenny Ken, we fall over now and then. They were just two lines, you know, crab fishing with Andy C. I've caught two, but he's caught three. There was a little sort of jingle in the background. It was just a piano. It just went ding, 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 ding. Doing bag with Wesley. He hasn't chipped in. It was paid for by me. No, I'm not doing it off the cuff. It's not working. But I thought maybe we could bring that back or do some sort of Coffee and Memes. Oh, fuck. Get on with the news, Jesus Christ. Anyway, news stories, few bits, few odds and sods, little fruity nuggets, yeah, little Cheerios of news. An influencer with 2 million followers couldn't sell 36 items from her brand. Items? What sort of items? What's she selling? She should sell prescription drugs illegally on Instagram. There's good money to be made, or so they say. Chinese ecstasy drug linked to 125 deaths, and it has now arrived in Britain. NCA warns festival goers. Yep, so we'll get into that in the interest of helping people do drugs safely, not doing a die, because we don't want to do a drug but not do a die. That's a tagline for a charity, isn't it? We know you want to do drugs, but we don't want you to do a die. Man has erection for 9 days after moped injury. Jesus! God, you'd expect by about day 5 or something, you start getting offers from porn sites, don't you? They're like, they're looking for the next John Wayne Bobbitt. And they're looking for the next weirdo. It's like, hey, gee, there's a guy in England that's fallen off a moped anyway. Crawled to us a fate, weird one. Oh, fucking bone. It's been lasting 5 days now. 5 days. Jesus. All right, if he's still on the go tomorrow, call him. Call his agent. Who's his agent? He hasn't got an agent. He just fell off a moped. He's in hospital. All right. Can we call the doctor? Yeah, I've got the doctor's number. Hello. Yes, hello. This is Dr. Dr. Peters. Yes, no, it's been 6 days now. Yep, no, rock hard. Oh, you could chop wood on it. Yeah. Porn, huh? Okay, how much? Yeah. There's still money in porn. Is that there? Right. Well, okay. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I could clear out the other staff. I could. Tomorrow at 4. Yeah. 15 girls, 4 guys. Yeah. Can do that. I can make that happen. Man goes to meet new girlfriend's parents and realises he's shagged her mum. It's rough, man. That is when slinging dick goes wrong. 23,000 shares on that one. That's amazing. Laura Abernethy. Laura Abernethy. I think that's how it's pronounced. When you're online dating in small places, it can come back to haunt you. So in Iceland, I believe there's a special app that you can get just to check that the person you're on a date with is not a member of your family. Because there's only about... I've probably mentioned this before, but I've mentioned a lot of stuff before. Because there's only about, 15 people living in Iceland, the chances of shagging a sister are high. Accidentally shagging a cousin or, it's high. Everyone looks the same. Everyone's got the same name. It's tricky, isn't it? So, yeah, they've had to make an app to make sure that they don't, perpetuate the wrong parts of the gene pool by accident. Bit of fun, isn't it? Bit of fun. Paraglider lands perfectly and is promptly punched by kangaroo. Well, maybe the kangaroo is just a fan of the classic film, classic piece of movie propaganda, Independence Day. And that possibly one of the best bits of cinema ever, which is where the alien spacecraft crash lands after being chased by Will, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Smith, for a number of miles through the Grand Canyon. And then Will Smith goes up to the crash-landed spaceship, opens the door, and as the alien pokes his ugly big head out, Will Smith punches the alien straight in the face and says, "Welcome to Earth." Maybe that kangaroo was just, I don't know, reenacting it. It's possible, isn't it? Kangaroos, smarter than we think. Arseholes, though. Or are they even real? Don't know. Genuinely, don't know. Thief, who tried to feed police dog pizza supper and tenants after it caught him, is jailed. Okay, George Higgins, 39, then shouted, "Fuck the Pope," and the IRA. He's too old to be a Tide Podder, so he is. He's one of the male equivalents of the Coffee and Memes Good Times gal. He's he's an absolute mad lad, isn't he? He's a Coffee and Memes mad lad. Yeah, there you go. Hashtag Coffee and Memes mad lad. After he was caught following a robbery of a shop in Glasgow's Cardonald. Right, okay, wow. Keen to get into that. Like the Photoshop sort of mock-up thing that Daily Record have done. Wow, this is a part of this special Scottish news section. This is legendary stuff. I'm saddened to not be doing this live and to be able to see the Scotch in the chat. Now sort of going like, yeah, George, yeah, he's just from round our mam's way. Yeah, that's the Scottish accent for you there. Gonorrhea cases in England reach a 40-year high, amid a 26% spike in the clap. So official figures also reveal rises in both syphilis and chlamydia. I thought syphilis was basically gone. Man, these sort of retro diseases are coming back. Measles, syphilis, plague, bubonic plague. There have been a few cases of it recently. Some weird... Was there some weird bastard trying to eat like a raw... He tried to eat like a raw rat's liver or something. That you get like, dude, come on, man. Okay, yep, get into that. That seems like a bit of fun. No, that's just the front page of Lad Bible. It doesn't seem to be updating much at the moment. I don't know what's going on there, but they're sort of normal sort of collation of news of the issues of the day and the news. Just not updating it anymore, and it's actually making me upset. It's making my job here harder. Fucking Lad Bible.
Lobster. It's appalling. Get your act together.
Yeah, anyway, in terms of footwear flingers, Mazdek, a track called Ravers, spelt with a 4, a 3, and a 5. That all of every other letter has been replaced by a number. For lols, I guess, for the bant, or maybe he's dyslexic. I don't know. He's just doing his best, isn't he? He's having a go at it. It's fine. Another bit off the Prolix Murder Mile album called Snake. Nice bit. Another bit of our big Des. Des Mexican Supplements Mach Mahone. That's what they're calling him. A bit called The Blood. Nice bit. Good bit. Well done. Nice bits. Like your bits. And Lock Stock by Junk Mail. It's mail spelt Mail. Although I'm sure you could easily, there could be some sort of a male feminist outfit entitled Junk Mail, spelled Male. That's a trick that has surely been missed. Don't know. Anyway, look, let's get into it. Let's play this Mazdek bit. It's called Ravers, spelt with a 4, a 3, and a 5. Oh, Wesley's taking a bit of a pacing today already.
Lobsters.
This is Ravers, spelled with a 4, a 3 and a 5 by Maztec. I'm a fan. From the EP For The Ravers, spelled with a 4, then another 4, 3 and then a 5. Oh, yep. Okay. Yeah. An influencer with 2 million followers couldn't sell 36 items from her brand. Rough times. Potentially somewhat highlighting the fact that maybe not all of those 2 million followers are real. I think that could be a fair... what have I done now? Oh, God. I've pressed all manner of wrong buttons there. Why have I started a timer? How did that even... I didn't even know such a thing was possible. What are we doing? There we go. An influencer with 2 million followers couldn't sell 36 items from her brand. You might have read this and sniggered to yourself a little bit. I'll be honest, I did the same. Oh, Rebecca Shepherd, how could you? Callous woman. A quote-unquote influencer with 2 million followers has been fucked over. Right, okay. By not selling as much merch as they set out to. Lol, I thought. This is journalism. Right here, guys. I think this really epitomizes the state of journalism here. Does that highlight? Yes. An influencer with 2 million followers has been fucked over by not selling as much merch as they set out to. Lol, I thought. But then I realised how bitter and twisted that was, and Twitter should do the same as well. All right, yeah, you're pulling it back round, are you, Shepherd? Are you, Shepherd, with your first-class BA in journalism? Hey, your first-class BA in journalism before going on to cover criminal court cases, medical tribunals and breaking news for the national media, which inevitably and eventually became as glum as it sounds. Can often be found rocking a bag for life. Cool. Which I made a thing way before Rihanna. All right, Rebecca Shepherd with your first-class BA in journalism. Lol, I thought, says Rebecca Shepherd. Then I realised how bitter and twisted that was, and Twitter should do the same as well. So this is the influencer in question. She's on a ladder for no good reason. She's called Ari. She looks, just like a sweet young girl. She's got pink shoes on, still got the tags on. That's a little bit annoying. Just fine, isn't it? What's going on? 35,000 likes, not bad. When you actually delve into this a little further, this is an 18-year-old young woman trying to make some money. What were you doing at 18? Drugs, mainly. Pingers, in fact, and going to the Volks, listening to drum and bass. And yet, simply because this influencer called Ari on Instagram has a substantial following, it's all right to take the piss out of it. It's all right to take the piss out of anything. Like, there are no rules on what you can and can't take the piss out of. Some things is, some humour is darker than others, but, anyway, there's a long thing here which I can't be asked to read. I'm sure it's summarised. Well, hope. In an attempt to build a clothing line, Ari needed to sell 36 items. 36 doesn't sound like many, or so you'd think, which became a lot harder than she imagined. She uploaded a now deleted post to Instagram, which read, I sent out PR packages to friends, but I didn't get any feedback from them, which I can understand. People are busy, and I didn't expect it to be their number one priority. Aside from that, the people I thought who would support me really didn't, nor did they share any of my posts, as I asked for. Okay. People hit back at her post with one saying, not so hot take, the failure and subsequent pity party is her marketing angle, and she'll use it later to pivot and say how she overcame adversity and tried to sell ebooks on the road to success. That seems like a fairly reasonable assumption. Someone called Flawless and Brown with the Twitter handle @KissMyElite. Okay. Says, the influencer bubble is bursting. This young lady has well over 2 million followers and couldn't sell 36 shirts. Focus on genuine engagement and not followers, because they ain't going to buy a thing. And a lot of people are talking about that. Okay, anyway, this Ari, she's responded. She says, seeing people talk about the fact that I couldn't sell enough pieces for my brand is triggering. Like, I hate seeing that post and seeing people talk about it. Breaks my heart every time. I cry every time. It's not my fault people didn't want to buy. Probably is. Not everything takes off on the first try. True. You know, don't let it... Look, you got to hustle. You got to holler for that dollar. Young Ari, if I could give you any advice, it is, what is it? First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they mock at you, and then they fucking fear you because you've murdered half their family and bathed in their family's blood. No. So you got to hustle. You got to obtain that grain. You can't get... Look, you've obviously bought two... Man, you would think if you had 2 million genuine followers, you'd be able to sell 36 shirts. So I'm going to question the validity of her follower count. Let's say it's fuck all. Let's say it's like 10,000. Okay, so why couldn't you sell 36 shirts to your 10,000 followers? Maybe the shirts were shit. That's not going to help. Like, you might have an actual really... Well, your dedicated fan base of people who buy anything off you, even if it's shit, might only be 7 people. But, hey, those 7, they're going to give you money for Tosh. We'll give you money for your Tods, probably, if you sell them in a Tupperware box on the dark web. Just saying. So... Look, you're going to have to find a better product that people want. Basically, it turns out, look, what have we learned from this? You never lose, you only learn. What have we learned from this? You've learned that people aren't interested in that particular item. So you're going to have to do a bit of a pivot, aren't you? Don't try and play the victim. Look, ultimately, you fucked up. Yeah, take some ownership and some responsibility. Try a different product. Try again. Okay, you'll be right. She says, grown people are literally laughing at me because of what happened with my brand. I am 18 and still learning. Again, brands don't take off on the first try, and I know that. I never expected to sell out because I had followers. I learned my lesson and I won't give up. Okay, cool. Fine, the youngster continues. She's not asking for sympathy, just sharing my story. And I always kept it real with my followers, all 7 of my real followers. I wasn't going to lie about this. Well, fine, good for her. That's okay. I've studied everyone's responses and advice. I will take this summer to work harder and learn more. This isn't the end. I won't let this hate and laughter. There's so much hate towards me. Oh, the haters. Oh, the haters. What's quite a cool way to earn yourself a bit of credit and a bit of attention is say something really, really dumb and demented, really completely out there and absurd and ridiculous. And then when you get loads and loads of shit for it, go, oh my God, the haters. The haters and the trolls. Oh, the haters. Oh, woe is me. I get so much hate. Oh, you would not believe the amount of hate you get. And then you can get like a bit of sort of status off the back of that. It's not bad, is it? And basically, you just go around talking absolute A-grade solid brass shite. You made a career off the back of that. Plenty of people doing it. I'm one of them. Nah, well, don't know. Maybe a little bit. Sometimes. Hey, I am a... what's the term? It's not arsehole, is it? That's part of it, isn't it? It's more complicated than that. Bellend? Double standard bellend? It's possible, isn't it? I mean, there's loads of it. Scumbag? Yes. Anyway, let's have a look at these Chinese pingers, as it's a useful warning to everyone. Chinese ecstasy drug linked to 125 deaths has arrived in Britain. NCA warns festival goers. A new ecstasy-like drug produced in China that has been linked to the deaths of at least 125 is feared to have spread to Britain. The National Crime Agency has warned in an alert to summer festival goers. The United Nations has ordered a worldwide ban on... Oh, man, I don't know how to pronounce that. Ethylnor pentalone. Ethylnor pentalone. That'll do for now. Endelherth Benedict Cumberbatch. Okay, the United Nations has ordered a worldwide ban on Benedict Cumberbatch. Ethylnor pentalone. Oh, come on, can we not abbreviate it to something? Chinese dingers, okay? The United Nations has ordered a worldwide ban on Chinese dingers in an attempt to close down its production in illegal psychoactive drug factories in China, which have flooded the market. The National Crime Agency said the drug was often described and sold as ecstasy, which it looks and smells like, but it can cause paranoia, anxiety, psychotic episodes, and leave users unable to sleep for about 4 days. I may well have once had that in Berlin. It was rough. It was something weird. It was something like, it's 17, it's M12 something. Yeah, it's like Coke, but with none of the downsides. 2 hours later, wow, this is like Coke with none of the downsides. Fantastic. 3 days of no sleep later. I think I'm mentally ill. I need to be committed. Awful. It was absolutely horrendous. It's been found in one of 20 samples of ecstasy or MDMA tested by The Loop. They're doing good work. A social enterprise set up by Professor Fiona Measham. Jesus, that bloody reminds me. I was supposed to have her on the show, but then I was talking to her on Twitter, but then I deleted my Twitter account. Shit. Okay, I should have to try and get it back and send that message out again. Damn, that was stupid, wasn't it? Okay, so that's not bad though. It's been like 4 months or 3 months or something, and that is the first negative thing that's happened from shutting down my Twitter account. Okay, so I need to find some emails. The Loop, a social enterprise set up by Professor Fiona Measham, a former government drug advisor, which will this summer provide its free drug testing services at around a dozen festivals. Professor Measham, a criminologist at Durham University, said her tests showed that overall 1 in 5 illegal drugs in the UK were not what they claimed to be. It's a concern, isn't it? This includes boric acid, a drain cleaner, and ground-up malaria tablets being sold as cocaine. Ethylenoprentolone was, however, the most dangerous and had been the number one problem drug at New Zealand's just-ended summer season of festivals, she said. The real problem is that the effects are not that dissimilar at the start to what users might expect from MDMA, but it takes longer. What people might think is that they're having a weak sample of MDMA, so they take more and inadvertently redose and overdose. It can keep you awake for 2 to 4 days. They become increasingly stressed and anxious. The concern is that young people don't realise it's the drug and think that it could be them, or they think they are losing the grip on their faculties. We've seen people who have full-blown psychotic episodes. Okay, listen, guys, if you go to a festival, do some dingers, and they seem like dingers, but then you can't sleep for 3 or 4 days. This could be why. Don't worry, okay? From the sounds of it, it'll pass. Just don't, maybe you can seek medical attention, but be gentle, be kind to yourself. A World Health Organization investigation report seen by the Telegraph said that the drug had been identified in 25 US deaths and is approximately 125 toxicology reports confirm the detection in urine and blood in fatal cases observed between 2016 and 2018. Okay, guys. Stay safe out there. I mean, if you're at a festival and the Loop are there, go and have them test your drugs. Do it. It's all, above board. They're not going to dob you in or anything. Just give them one of your ding-dings, a little bit of your karate powder or whatever. Find out if it's legit. If it's legit, otherwise, but if it's not, get rid of it. Bin it. So Coffee and Memes, legitimate Coffee and Memes drug taking advice. Okay, good. Right, let's some more narky bits. Let's have this Des McMahon, but this is on the same EP as the one from yesterday. This is called The Blood. It's from The Blood EP. The blood riddled with steroids, from what I heard. Just saying. Can't make baselines this fat, just all natural. That's a naughty bit. Endorsement. Tell you what, that influencer with her 2 million followers, if this was her, what were they calling it? Items. Yeah, if this was one of her items, she'd sell more than 36 of it. I'm telling you that now. Yep, that's The Blood by Des McMahon. He's a good boy. Anyway, man has erection for 9 days after moped injury. Yikes. Eliza Menendez on this one. 3.9 thousand shares. Not bad. A British man was left struggling with an erection for 9 consecutive days after he fell off his moped and damaged his genitals. As we all know from previous Coffee and Memes health and safety, health information announcements, an erection lasting more than 48 hours is a medical emergency. It took 12 months for the 35-year-old to return to normal erectile function following the injury. Jesus. Surprisingly, he wasn't in pain while he walked around with a grade 4 erection. There's a scale. There is a medical scale of boners, which is classed as the strongest type on medical scale, the erection hardness score. Hey, Jim from Rankin Radio is going to be very, very pleased to hear about this. This is better news than the Bristol stool table. Wow, God, I'm just learning more and more about dicks every day that I do this show. Yesterday, we learnt of Double Dick Dude, who had 2 legit penises, legit units. He can literally sling dick with both hands. God bless him. You know, really, God bless him. The man, she said he experienced mild discomfort in walking before he decided to check himself into a hospital after suffering for more than a week. What a hero. Doctors told him he had bruised his perineum, a.k.a. Stinker's Bridge, a.k.a. the Gooch, a.k.a. the Taint, the small area between the anus and the genitals, all right, if you want to use the Latin, which caused a continuous flow of blood to be sent to his penis. The blood then became trapped and was able to drain, and if not treated immediately, it can lead to scarring and permanent erectile dysfunction. Yes, as we've reported, a boner lasting for more than 48 hours is a medical emergency. University Hospital Southampton's findings of the man's unusual symptoms were published last month in Case Reports in Urology. It read, on examination, there was a grade 4 boner with a rigid base and shaft and slight dorsal curvature of 10 degrees. Wow, they're even measuring the curvature of the peen. Checkmate, flat earthers. This was non-tender. There was a superficial hematoma, blood clot, present in the scrotum and base of the penis. Priapism, the term given for an erection that lasts too long, is caused in 95% of cases where blood can't leave the penis because of a blockage of blood vessels. It's called low-flow priapism, and drugs to treat erectile dysfunction along with neurological conditions are the most common causes. But the motorcyclist suffered a high-flow priapism after his injury caused 2 fistules, which redirected the blood to his penis. In around 60% of cases, they resolve on their own, but this patient decided to have an invasive procedure to treat it. Doctors said, "Harry, to our knowledge, not like it's the first case of multiple materials of embolization for this condition in that lake. Timely intervention needs to be considered to avoid potential risk of erectile dysfunction in that lake. In the long term, for conservative measures in that lake, you gotta be fucking careful with your old chop lake, otherwise you'd bloody fall off on that." The man improved shortly after, but it took up to a year to have completely normal erectile function. Wow. That's, I'm just learning more and more. Every day is a school day on Coffee and Memes, particularly when it comes to dick news. I'm going to have a look up for the erection hardness score. Fucking Metro. Whenever you copy and paste anything from it, erection hardness grading scale. Okie dokie. Here we are. Sexual health matters. Erectional. Okay. It's a scale 0 to 4. So there's actually 5 points of the scale. 0. Penis does not enlarge. Okay. 1. Penis is larger but not hard. Okay, so that's what? Semi? Yeah, semi-lob-on. 2. Penis is hard but not hard enough for penetration. That's dingers. That will cause that. That is beans, tubes, gurners. That's 3. Penis is hard enough for penetration, but not completely hard. It's dingers, but with a lot of focus and concentration. 4. Penis is completely hard and fully rigid. Okay, that is just normal boner. Okay. But there's not like a... Shouldn't there be a 5 of like penis is outrageously solid to the point of being very painful and looking worried, aka the Captain Beefheart, they call it. I'm adding it. I mean, who are the arbiters of erection scales? Pornhub, the British Medical Association, the British Boner Association, the BBA. Well, maybe I'm starting the BBA. Okay, right now, right here.
Lobsters.
I'm starting the BBA, the British Boner Association, and we grade boners. That's our shtick. That's what we do. We're proud of it. We will grade any boner you want. Send us a pic or bring it in real life, and we will give it a mark from 0 to 5. 0, pill willy. Okay. 1, that's penis does not enlarge. 1, penis is larger but not hard. Semi-lob on. Okay. 2, penis hard but not hard enough for penetration. That's called dinger willy. So it's not typically because the pill willy looks like it's trying to escape back inside you. It's like it's shy, doesn't want to be seen at all, really just not interested in life. It can't face the day. It just can't even. 3, hard enough for penetration but not completely hard. Okay, so that's just your heart's not in it, basically. Like, just you're tired, I don't know, maybe come down, or maybe, Billy Willy rather than Pilly Willy. God, it's a lot, isn't there? 4, penis is completely hard and fully rich. That's just boner. Okay, and 5 is the Captain Beefheart, where it basically looks like it's going to explode. That's the damn Bilzerian. Okay, so here at the BBA, that's the grading system that we use. You're welcome to let us know at any time what grade boner you've got, whether or not you're, in the privacy of your own home or in... Well, if it's an accidental boner in a public space, then you don't want to be inspecting it in public. We're not condoning that, but maybe if you just know off the top of your head, like, yeah, that's a level 3 right there. Yeah, that is that's enough for penetration. Although it's not, that's a workable boner, a basic erection. I would say number 3. Penis is hard enough for penetration, but not completely hard. That is workable. That's the second one. Not hard enough. That's a thumbing it in it. I would say thumbing it in, hoping it will retain some sort of structural integrity once penetration's complete. That's the guess, isn't it? That's the hypothesis. Doesn't always work out, or doesn't works its way out. Disaster. Okay, so I'm glad that we've now set up the BBA. We should get that on Wikipedia. Set up a Facebook group and start getting some literature out. This could be a new job for the Green Gang. We're doing the Lord's work here, guys. We're doing the Lord's work. Okay, good. Oh, here it is. Just in case conditions. Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, sure. Simple enough. Anyway, God bless the BBA. What else we got? Oh yeah, wow. Okay, so keen to get into this as it's got a lot of shares on it, so it must be juicy. Man goes to meet new girlfriend's parents and realizes he has slept with her mum. When you're online dating in a small place, it can come back to haunt you. Yes. Maybe you have a mutual friend in common with your exes, or your exes are now together. Okay. But for one man, it was particularly awkward when he realised he had previously slept with his new girlfriend's mum. Posting on Reddit, the 21-year-old explained that he lives in a town with 3 decent clubs, so you often see the same people over and over again. A few months ago, he went to a rock bar. Okay, a few months ago, he went to a rock bar and spotted a woman in the corner. They chatted, and he got her number. A few weeks later, he bumped into her again. This time, they chatted more, and he ended up going back with her and spent the night. He explained, "I noticed she was a lot older, maybe around 40, than anyone else I've slept with before, and I'm 21, so it's basically double my age. But she looked good, so I figured I'd learn a thing or two. That's the spirit. All I've learnt now is how to regret more efficiently." After their night together, the man didn't see the older woman again. He says he moved on and forgot about her. Sad. I cry every time. But recently he started seeing a girl, aged 19, who he met on Tinder. Things were going really well. After a few dates, he was invited back to her house. He said, "As I walked down the street, I noticed it's the same one as my previous bonk. My heart sank when I watched this lovely girl turn to face me, say, 'This is me,' while gesturing to the same door I went through for a cheap one-night stand. I suddenly see the resemblance. Quickly, I compliment her house and ask her how long she's lived there. Grasping at some flimsy straws. My whole life, pretty much. Just my parents, little sister, and the dog," she replies. Rough. Well, at least she was like, "Yes, and my parents who've been happily married for 25 years. Everyone was home. I knew this. I had to tell her. After breaking the news that I'd slept with her mum, he said his new girlfriend knew it was true because he got her mum's name right, and she was incredibly shocked. He said, "I knew she was level-headed from our first few dates, so thankfully she actually understood and didn't attack me for it. We haven't done anything wrong, buddy. We do agree we can't keep seeing each other, but I really like her, which can be rare for me, so it fucking sucks." She didn't mention her parents' marriage, and I don't want to ask. I also don't know how the house was free a couple of months ago. All I know is I fucked up. You didn't do anything wrong, buddy. You're fine. It's a mistake. Happens to the best of us. Although, obviously, an awkward situation, posters agreed it wasn't really his fault and commended him for telling the truth. One said, "Props, man, for telling the truth. You're a gem, and any gal would be lucky to have you. Sorry about your rotten luck, though, buddy. Can't believe you didn't go in there and have sex with the daughter as well, just for pub points. Wow, what kind of limp-wristed soy boy are you after all?" No, good lad. Good lad. God bless him. That's a responsible, honest, decent, God-fearing thing to do. I commend him. He was obviously a listener of Coffee and Memes, clearly part of the Lobster Crew. In fact, he's obviously part of the Green Gang. # Green Gang. Okay, guys. Okay, right, look, a couple more bits, eh? We've got 15 or so minutes left. Let's have this junk mail. This is a sort of new voice that I seem to be doing a lot recently, so I don't know, we'll see where this one goes. This is junk mail. Track's called Lock Stock. It's on Wham Records.
Too much heat in one package. Too much heat in one package. Too much heat in one package.
coming at 11. Oh, gal. Power gen to the power of gen. Generation gen. Bringing the positive energy, the good vibes. For God knows how long this time, an hour and a half, 2 hours, who knows? Maybe for the rest of the day. This is Lockstock by Junk Mouse on Wham Records. Nice bit. It's Lockstock by Junk Mail. It's on Wham Records. It's a nice bit. I'll give that
Lobsters.
out of
Lobsters.
Right, yeah, cool. Some fun stuff now. Clumsy doggy rescued by firefighters after getting his head stuck in a cat flap. Boy, Lewis, you got your head stuck, you silly bopper. What are you doing, doggo? Oh, done got head stuck in cat flap. Oh, glad made national news though. I can't argue with that. Dog has been rescued by firefighters after he got his head stuck in a cat flap. Louis the Labrador poked his head through the cat flap and ended up getting it stuck. Hilarious. He pulled the cat flap off the door, but his owner, Phil Mitchell, 57, was unable to remove it from his head. Well, it's just going to have to stay like that, isn't it? Teach him a lesson. Phil ended up calling 999. Bit much. And a firefighter used a saw to remove the plastic sleeve at great expense to the taxpayer. Yeah, that's nice. Some friends of mine from back in Henfield, their dog stuck down a rabbit hole, quite far down the rabbit hole. Anyway, they called the fire brigade, try and get it out. Fire brigade turn up, loads of them, couldn't get it out. They end up bloody mobilising the people that rescue people that are stuck after bloody earthquakes and buildings falling down. They come out, bloody get this dog out. Yeah, I can't even begin to imagine how much money it cost the bloody, like probably 100 grand or something cost the taxpayer to get this dog out of a rabbit hole. Like, I mean, you've got to, but like, I don't know whether or not they like mobilised all these sort of like earthquake survivor recovery people. Right, we're doing it as a drill. Okay, it's just a time to practice. Come on, guys. We obviously don't get this opportunity very often. We're going to go and save bloody Jack Russell stuck down a hole. Ridiculous. Got it out though. It's fine. Yep. I lived for about another 8 years. Phil from Brampton, Devon said, we had a visitor from the council and we were standing in the porch talking. Next thing we knew, we looked down and saw Louis poking his head through the flap. We carried on talking. When he must have put his head through, it went too far. He tore the cat flap off the door completely, trying to get it out. He is a renegade. We tried to help him out of it, but we tried to help him out of it, but there was no way. It was jammed right on. I didn't know what else to do, so I dialed 999. Well, you I guess just dial the fire people directly. Phil lives down the road from the fire and rescue service depot, so he took him there. The fireman was able to cut 2-year-old Louis free using a saw. Ironically, Phil doesn't even own a cat. This probably just lets the badger in, right? The flat was installed by previous occupants of his bungalow. Okay. You can now buy your dog a luxury home with an in-house treat dispenser. Lovely stuff. Okay, so that's a bit fun. Also, there's a cat here, looks like Joey Diaz. So that is great news. This adorable cat with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome has found his forever home and his new best friend. Oh,
Listen, cocksuckers, take 4 or 5 of these stars of death. They'll make you speak to God. They'll send you into the fucking future, Lee Syed. Hey, listen, Joe. Listen to me, Joe Rogan. In 1978, I used to buy blow from this Puerto Rican in New York. Listen, you cocksuckers. It's blue cheese with wings, so go fuck your mother.
He does that like him. This cat's fucking adorable. Oh, he looks like he's taken Grumpy Cat's place after Grumpy Cat sadly perished. R.I.P. in peace, Grumpy Cat. Press F to pay respects. Oh, Joey Diaz cat is the spirit animal in all of them.
Listen to me, Joe Rogan. You take 5 of these Death Stars. They'll change your fucking perspective. 1978. I was taking blow on stage with this hooker. With this.
Oh, good. That's great news, guys. Great freaking news. Hey, listen, champs, you bunch of absolute champs. At 11, which is in about 5 minutes from now, if this has gone well. I mean, this might not even be broadcasting because I'm setting it up for a sort of scheduled broadcast. Doesn't always work. But fingers crossed. Yeah. But otherwise, 5 or so minutes from now, power to the Gen squared is playing records, good records as well, and talking good news and just things of a like kind. So hang around on threshold.fm to listen to that. It's going to be absolutely fine. I can promise you, honestly. And I know about these things, guys. I know. Until then, just time to thank the Patreons, the VIP, the people who are supporting on patreon.com. If you want to support the show financially to make sure that it stays on the airwaves every morning, every weekday morning, and that I don't have to, sadly stop doing it for, but I just really want to be able to dedicate as much time to it as possible. And the more people we have on Patreon, the more time I can dedicate to it. Basically, the idea really now is to try and get it to the point where I can take on someone to help me produce the show, run the station, produce content, all manner of bits and pieces. We're almost up to 100 patrons, which is amazing. So thank you so much to everyone that's supporting. It is enormously heartwarming. I think we probably need to get it to about 200, and then I will be able to take someone on, because I want to pay someone properly. I can't, people have offered to do it, sort of interning and stuff, and that's very kind. I want to do it, do it properly, make sure everyone is fairly compensated, sure it's a reasonable hourly wage, and, people treated well. Do better work. I think that's a sort of free market capitalist idea that we can all get behind. So anyway, thank you very, very much to those that are supporting currently and keeping this show going. It's Oliver Hooper, Nicholas Goncalves, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Squidgy Beats, Parsons, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matthew Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter. Sorry, Maddie Tomkins. I keep meaning to change that. Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, Sam Howard, Tony J, Richard Patterson, Jack Murphy, Tom Camm, Stephen Harris, Matthieu Boulard, Zara Pickle, Jeroen Van Thunderbutt, Mike Pye, Anthony Walker, Lily Unsub, Richard Franks, Thomas Hall, Chode Ryder, Andrew Heichelbech, John Finison, BDR Crew, Peter Blatchford, Austin Grief, Cooper, Gennady Lightfield, Ryan Glaser, James Parry, Dave Thompson, Hendo Bartendo, Lady Scrivington, Liam the Menace Underwood, Dan Fucking Morris, a guy with no STDs, Justin Mercer, MC, Josh Williams, Rob Humphrey, Shibby T, Coco Shiva, Dan Earls from Taran Wilmore, Mr. Poke, Dark, Progressive Psytrance is actually superior to drum and bass, Nicolas Lorcy, Dameon Rayner, Kris Breaks, The Bill, Karissa Barthelson, Odin Bates, Lee Fuller, D, Daniel Jemby, Flaxis, Alexander Cassidy, Matt Wright, Dylan Laws, Grant Sullivan, Not That, Tom Robertson, subscribe on YouTube, Greg Cornford, Grace Sellers, Dab Smasher, Connor Smythe, Kevin Kaiser, Chris Shaw, Mr. Happy, the German Trance Overlord of D&B, Rankin makes uplifting vocals, Psytrance under the alias Cosmic Waft, keep a cool tool in the motor pool, but don't let you meet live, Nick Brock, Mustang Philly, Sean Simpson, Robin Card, Sam House, Hugh Danner, Sarah Hunt, The Hitchmouse, L-Tech, Will A, Ben Virgo, Dan Tweed, Lupe Salazar, Big Wodge, My Hill, Mighty Danny, Nick Fleming, Carl Lewis, Gordon and Liz, Kyle Williams, Tom Skipper, and unfortunately, as George D say. Listen, guys, thanks for listening. Hang around for Power Gen's show at 11, and I will see you on Thursday at 10 a.m. in the morning for more coffee and memes and articles from Lab Bible that have not been written properly because the people writing them are stupid. Okay, I love you. Goodbye.